Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to Banished in the town of Xanadu. So, over the last little while we've been trying to build up some other industries here, getting ourselves some trees growing, which is awesome, and hopefully getting some other production going underway as well, like getting some coal coming in, so we can get steel tools instead of iron ones, and overall it's been going pretty well, except for one pretty significant problem. We're running really low on food. Our population has really grown in the last little while. We have like 340 people now, which is amazing, but it also means it's very difficult for us to maintain our food production fast enough that we can actually support this population. And there's a good chance that we're going to be running really low on food in the upcoming year. So we're in a bit of a risk here. It's not impossible for us to turn this around, but it's definitely not looking great. Definitely not looking great. I'm considering putting in a bunch more fishing huts around the place to get us a bit more immediate food all season, because we can get about 800 from each one. People are dying of starvation now, which is a great sign that things are really bad. So we're going to put in some fishing huts and hopefully be able to get some more food from them. So we're going to put them in over here, I think. One on this side right there. That gives us a decent spot. It's not ideal, but it'll give us at least some production. So we'll stick that one in there. Is there anywhere else I can easily stick one that would go well? I guess I could put one over here. It's not quite as far from everything else, but I don't really like that spot either. We could put some in this space. That's actually not bad. A lot of the water is taken up by land, though, unfortunately, because it is on a river. Is there anywhere better we could use? I don't see many places. There's a big water area over there we don't really want to make use of right now. We could put one in here. That's actually a decent spot. It's not amazing, because a lot of the surroundings have, you know, land on them, but at least there's good amount of water in that circle. Let's put another fishing dock in there and see if that'll help us. Once we get those built, we should hopefully be able to get a bit more immediate food coming in from those two fishing locations. We have another person die of starvation, Anthem the child, that's sad. But we have food still. We're not at like critical levels yet, so we should be okay. People are still dying of starvation though. We're going to slaughter a whole bunch of sheep and cows, and that should hopefully get us some more food to tide us over. There we go. Kill off a bunch of cows as well. Sucks to have to do this, but we need the food urgently. So we're going to get rid of a whole bunch of them, and that should get us a big influx of food temporarily to hopefully stop people from starving. And we should hopefully be able to survive this. We need more farms and more food production, but the fishing huts is my immediate reaction. If this guy comes in with a bunch of things we can trade him for, that'll actually keep us alive, we definitely will. We can bring over tons more herbs if he'll accept them and just totally load him down with them. In fact, let's put in a bunch more herbs in here already. We could probably afford to put in like 1,000 herbs. There we go. And we could afford to store a bunch of other good stuff in here that we could easily sell. How many tools do we have now? It's another quick thing to check. Because we started making steel tools. How many do we have compared to iron? Very few. We have a good amount of iron tools, so we could bring over like 100 iron tools probably and sell those. And is there anything else we could get rid of? Do we have any hide coats we can still get rid of? Because we're not using those anymore. We have 80 hide coats we can get rid of. So let's do that. Hide coats will bring in 81. 80. 81's fine. There we go. It's going to take us a while to bring in all those resources, but on the plus side, we should actually be able to do some stuff once we get them. Hopefully this person has food we can get. Our food is going up a little bit, which is good. Trader has arrived. You have sheep and chickens. Alright, you are a jerk. I was really counting on being able to get a good amount of food from you, but no such luck. Alright, well our food situation is not looking good. We're getting a bunch of these sheep and whatnot very slowly, so that'll help make sure we don't bottom out entirely, but we're definitely not in a good spot right here. We could harvest early, but that'd be very silly. We get a much lower harvest if we do. Our cherry trees should produce a good amount this year, hopefully about 50% yield, which would be nice. Alright, I think murdering all of those animals, while sad, will keep us in a pretty solid spot for not running out of resources entirely. This fishing hut should help as well. Once we get it built, we can take away some of our miners to do these jobs. We have a good amount of stone and iron now, so we're not super pressed to have those specific sources. Looks like we are reaching just about near our caps here. We can kill off some chickens too. They grow back. They reproduce quickly, so that shouldn't be a problem. We will lose a bit of egg production and things like that while we're doing this. A bit of leather and wool. But it'll keep us alive in the short term, which is our key goal right now, because we're kind of on the verge of destruction here. Alright, looks like that fishing hut was finished, so we're going to put a bunch more people to work there. And hope they can get us some fish in a hurry, because we need some. And over here is also finished. Excellent. We'll put in more people. There we go. Don't need any builders anymore. Those fishing huts should help. Someone was just killed by a cave-in. A bunch of old age deaths just happened. A lot of people in the mines just died. 3 of them, in fact. Alright, well, we're doing okay here so far. We're running out of animals quite quickly, but this should still help us. Should still help us. We're back up to 4,000. We're almost at harvest time, which should let us gather a bunch more food. We're getting some cherries. This is a good yield this year. That's good. We got about 500 cherries from each of these last time. Hopefully we get more this time. Alright. We do need to build more farms, but I'm not sure where we need to build them at this point. I feel bad for all these guys just constantly going back and forth. Oh, we just got an achievement. Foodie. I don't know what that's for, but we got it. I've been playing a little bit before we got back into this, so I already got the achievements for getting 300 people a while ago. I might have gotten another one too, I don't remember. But I needed to warm up before I tried to record it again, so I figured that was pretty reasonable. And then I just loaded the save from where we were done on YouTube. Went from there. But yeah, I didn't want to play and not know what I was doing. We're back up to 13,000 food, which is pretty good. Our fishing huts should help keep us alive as well. What else could we do for food production, really? We could make some more hunting cabins. I don't think that's really a good idea at this point. We could put down some more gatherers' huts, but we really need space right now. It's jammed full of farms. So we're trying to put down some more crop fields. We could temporarily fill up the space with them, but I have a feeling that if I do that, I'm not going to get the space back ever, because I'm going to need those farms forever. I could temporarily put some in here, potentially. If we put a crop field, we could fill in like that whole space. I probably would want to keep with the 10 by 10s though, just to keep the look of the whole place. But if we did that, we could put in like, I can't see the edges because it's not actually constructed. Is that it there? Yes it is. Okay, we put another 10 by 10 here. There we go. Put another 10 by 10 here. There we go. That should do just fine. That will cut in their space a little bit, I think. But it shouldn't be too bad, and that gives us 3 more farms. We can even expand over this way if we have to, because we really need to deal with our food situation right now. If we survive this this whole season, that was autumn already. Holy cow, that was an awful autumn for our. Yeah, we lost a lot of crops that year too because of our super early winter. Look at all that. Oh no, we're on the verge of death here from not enough food, and we're just watching all our crops wither away. Oh, it hurts. We only have 1 laborer right now, though, because so much people have died. Why did I close that? There we go. Look at all those deaths. Holy cow. Yeah, that's not good. But, hopefully, we can get these crop fields going soon, and we'll have enough people maybe to work them if we take some of our miners and stonecutters away, because they're like 100th of our population. Put some wheat in this one. But yeah, we are getting some more laborers, which is good news. But we're still in a bit of a pickle here, so hopefully nothing bad happens. Put some wheat in all these ones. 14,000 food, though, is pretty good. If we can stay at a more stable level, that would be really nice. Somebody just died of starvation. We have 14,000 food right now, you stinking fisherman. You're a fisherman. Just catch a fish and eat it. Alright, put some more wheat in again. More starvation deaths for no readily apparent reason. We have food now, guys. You don't need to starve. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn these all back up to full. which is actually going to hurt our food production a little more. Oh, stonecutter crushed by a rock. That's sad. We're out of actual people to replace them, though. So we're going to cut down the number of people working in the mines. We're going to cut down the number of people working in the quarries as well. I did those in the wrong order, but you know what I mean. There we go. Get ourselves a bunch of free laborers because we're going to need them now to work in these new farms. We're going to want them as well to work in the gathering jobs. We want to make sure all of these food-producing jobs are capped out, and we want to make sure we have some free population too. Maybe not 19, that might be too many, but we'll see. I might put in some more farms over here too. More starvation deaths, not good. We're going to finish resetting these capacities because we want to be able to have our population of animals grow again, since we did just destroy them pretty hard. We want them to be able to come back from it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that should be good. More starvation deaths. I'm not a big fan of that. We have food now, guys. Just go eat. We don't have a lot of food. We're in 8,000 again, but at least we're not like completely devoid of food like we were. We have a bunch more farms this time, so that should be good for keeping us going. We're going to build one more set over here again. If we build some more farms in here, we can build one there, and another one here. This place is getting a bit haphazard, but on the plus side, it should hopefully keep us alive. This farming district is very messy, but whatever. If it keeps us alive, that's good enough for me. And we have a trader. Do you sell food, trader? You do not. Why do none of the traders sell food now that I really, really need food? They have wool, ale, iron tools, logs, and stone, but that's not useful to us. Yeah. Well, that's annoying. We're going to move on then, and hopefully not get completely destroyed by this mess. We're running low on coal, so our blacksmiths are having a hard time getting any to produce things with. Well, I keep closing that message bar. Gotta stop doing that. Reserve of firewood is low. That's fine. We got a bunch more laborers growing up, which is good. We'll put some more people in builder jobs just to make sure these things get done quicker. Alright. Alright. We should be okay still. We should be okay, but it's not going to be pretty. I really don't want to have to murder more of our animals. If we have to do that, we're going to be in a pretty bad spot for the future for producing things like wool and leather. And that's not good. Thankfully, we're actually looking okay here so far. Let's see how many... What did we get last year from these fishing locations? We got 500 only from that one, and what from this one? 300 only from that one. Ooh. But they weren't active the whole season, so that's hardly fair. We'll have to wait and see what's done after this year and see if they've actually produced a reasonable amount of anything. Alright. Alright. We're definitely in a pickle, though. We're definitely in a pickle. With these extra farms, that should help as well. Our plum trees might be getting close to the point where they can produce. No, definitely not. They need like another year or two still. I don't know if we can live that long. We're gonna try our hardest, though, to keep ourselves alive. We're gonna plant some more wheat. Why not? More wheat. There we go. You can go away. There we go. And this should be okay. If we can get as much planted as possible, we might still live through all this mess, but we're definitely in trouble here. Definitely on the verge of destruction. There he goes, the useless trader again. Firewood reserve is low. That should be okay. We should be producing a lot of firewood. I'm not sure why we're not. We have like 4 different woodcutters. Going very slowly, though. I guess it's because the wood isn't anywhere near them. Because we have a bunch of wood over here still, and a bunch of wood in the top of the map. This guy should be producing just nicely, though. He's not that far away. I don't know. We're also running very low on children, which isn't good. Oh, wrong button. 2, and we're going to make you be wheat again, because why not? We're using wheat for a bunch of different things, might as well produce a lot of it. How are we doing this year for harvest here? Looking pretty good. Last year we got 700 out of this orchard, which is pretty nice, given that there's 3 people working in it. If we can get 1,000 out of it, that would be phenomenal. I'd be quite happy with that. Not quite as good as this particular fishing hut, which gets 1,300 for 4. Well, I guess it's about as good as that. But, yeah. Overall, we're doing pretty good here. We just need to make sure we survive this food apocalypse. Which is really what it is here. We're capping out this cemetery. What about the other one way over here? 88 graves. Okay, so we have a little bit of time left before we need to immediately build another cemetery. But we're definitely getting low. Thankfully, we have a lot of stone and iron now because the quarries have been running for quite some time. Gather up our food harvest this year. Hopefully it gets us up to like at least 20,000. If we can get to 20,000 with a harvest, that'll tell us that we're in pretty good shape here. If we only get up to like 15,000, then we're still in the danger zone. Although we are getting more and more stable each season with the added farms, with the added food sources as these trees grow. So I'm not too worried, but we're definitely still in a bit of trouble. It doesn't look like we're going to make it all the way up to 15,000, although we might, depending on how people actually gather this food, and if the winter doesn't come super early and kill all our crops off. Because they're gathering pretty well. If we can hit 20,000, that would be really nice. That'll tell us we're making a food profit here, because we'll have more than we ended with last season. We might make it too. We have a lot of food still to gather, although it depends how quickly they gather it. Okay, here comes winter. Never mind. We're going to lose a lot of our crops now, I think. Alright, 15,000 was at least stable-ish. That's good news. It's at least mostly stable. Once our animals start reproducing as well, we'll start getting more food from them again, which will be nice. For now, though, we're just having to rely on this. Here comes another trader. What do we get from these trees this year? We got 700 again. Okay, fair enough. Let's see what the trading post has for us this time. More sheep and chickens. Well, it's a good thing I didn't actually, like, really need those trades to stay alive, otherwise we would have lost. That was not ideal. I think Foodie, that achievement we earned earlier, was for getting food production from orchards, gatherers, hunters, pastures, and fields. So that's an interesting one, getting enough food from all different sources. We had another death of starvation. We have 16,000 food. Go get some food, you silly person. I'd love to build some more houses again so we can keep our workers in the mines and the quarries from having to walk so far. But as it stands, I can't afford the food cost yet. Hopefully soon we'll be a little bit more stable food-wise and we can actually add those things in. Firewood is low, that's fine. I also want to start upgrading all of our roads to stone. We have a lot of stone, so we might be able to do that soon. We'll see, though. We'll see. Our various industries, though, are looking pretty solid. They're doing a good job of all being manned, which is actually pretty cool. The only ones that don't have full people in them are vendors and traders, because I'm not sure why you would need the full number in them. But, yeah, this is looking pretty solid here. We're actually, things are coming together for us, which is good. Like there's just a bunch of deer here that nobody notices or seems to bother around. You'd think they'd try and stay away from, like, the main thoroughfare of our entire population in this part of town. But no, they don't seem too bothered. Alright. We're down to, like, we're down to below 50% in this quarry. That's interesting. Huh. These ones are getting pretty low. We might actually need to build new quarries at some point. Interesting. How about these mines? The mines still have a good amount of time left in them, especially these new ones. Surprise, surprise. I think it's interesting that the coal and the iron seem to have the same limit on them, so it's not like you can switch between the two after you mine out all the iron and then mine out all the coal. You only get one or the other. Are these trees growing yield? Yes, they are. Our plum trees are now growing plums. Fantastic. Fantastic. We're looking pretty good now. That's awesome. That should put us in a pretty good spot for food production this year. So I'm quite happy with that, actually. As long as we can get some good things happening. Nomads have arrived. Sorry, nomads. I really cannot accept you right now. We're still recovering from imminent death. We really need more kids, though. Otherwise, we're gonna have a massive population crash. We really are if we're not careful here. Well, that is not a good sign. We're down to like 50 children for 270 adults. Really need to boost up our kid population, otherwise, like I said, we're going to have a huge population crash. And we've done really well so far to avoid any of those up to year 56, but if we're not careful, it's going to happen. Overall, though, our resources are looking pretty stable. food is the only one that's always a bit of a problem, but apart from that, why are these guys not planting in here? We're literally having a food crisis, and you decided not to plant this year? You jerks. All of these. None of the pumpkins got planted this year. Ugh, you people. Do you not realize that we're trying not to die? Oh well. Alright. So, I think one thing we are going to start doing, though, is upgrading our roads. Because I'd really like to see what happens if we do that. And that doesn't hurt our food currently. So we're going to add in stone roads instead of the old roads. And where do we want to start with these? I think we're going to start by adding them into major thoroughfares. So, for example, we'll upgrade this area, because this entire section of town uses it. Like so. That should upgrade it to stone roads. And we'll upgrade in through here. Over this way. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if upgrading to stone roads will make them actually use the roads. But I'm interested in finding out. So we're going to stick down some stone roads in here. Right up to there we go. This is going to use up all of our stone pretty quickly, but should help out quite a bit with our movement speed, hopefully. If I throw some more in here. I'm not sure how valuable it is to have all of these roads be made of stone, but we're going to try it and see what happens. There we go. Right in there. And right down there. Perfect. Lots of stone roads coming in now, which is good news. Build another one over this way. Make sure it matches up with the existing roads, though. There we go. And down here. This is really going to burn through our resources quickly, though. There we go. Upgrading lots of roads to stone. Our woodcutters at camp, that's fine. These guys are offering coal, steel tools, wool, and hide coats again. Nobody wants to bring us food. This is really weird. We don't really need it anymore. We're pretty stable now for our food production. Whoop! A building has caught fire. That's bad news. Where is it? It's right in there. Do we even have a well around here? I don't know if we do. Well, that might be cataclysmically bad. There's a well right over here. What we need to do now is cut down the number of people working in our building so we can all work with dealing with this fire, hopefully. Because if that burns down this entire district, that's going to suck so bad. Alright, we'll leave them in there. We have 20 laborers free now. Go put out that fire. Hopefully we get lucky and this is a very easy to deal with fire. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to stop. We're going to high priority this thing. Put out this fire. High priority. Can we do it? Can we deal with the fire before it spreads and wipes out our town? Okay, we're going to lose at least one house. We might be able to save the rest. We lost all these crops again. Jeez. And we have 2 houses on fire. Oh boy. Alright. Put those fires out, guys. 3 houses on fire. This is going to be bad. 5 houses on fire. I don't think we can easily deal with this right now. I don't think it's going to work. We're going to lose the entire area. Oh boy. So many resources down the drain right when I just started building stone roads everywhere. Ah, we lost our market. No, all the resources. We're going to lose so much food from this. That's awful. Not much I can do about it, though. It's just going to burn. Guys, put the fire out. Try and save as much as you can. Alright, looks like the fire should be done now. Oh, that was brutal. That was a brutal fire. Could have been worse. We could have lost a lot more. But, ouch. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Alright, rebuild. I'm going to start rebuilding all this stuff. It's going to burn through all of our resources, but we need these houses back. Otherwise, where's our population going to go? We have boarding houses and things, but this is the winter now, and we have no homes. This is bad news, guys. Bad news indeed. Thankfully, we have lots of resources, so we should be able to rebuild this stuff no problem, but... ouch. That hurt. Alright, we need a lot of builders. Thankfully we can get some. Take people out of the mines. We don't need the iron right now. We'll need it later, but not right now. And we'll put lots of people into building jobs. We'll take people out of stone cutting as well. Okay, let's see if we can rebuild this mess. We'll put ourselves up to 30 builders. That should help things get done quicker. That sucks. Right at the start of winter, too. And so many resources were lost in that market, too. We lost a bunch of everything, really. Ouch. Well, at least not everything burned. We could have lost much more than that. Ouch. Alright, guys. If we can rebuild from this, that'll be amazing, but that might have been a pretty bad blow. We might lose a lot of population this winter. We have a big boarding house, but it's not that big. It's probably full now, too. No, it isn't. Guys, move into the boarding house. You'll stay warm in there. You'll stay warm in there. Alright, well, unfortunately, it looks like we might actually have to end this episode near here, which is not good. Not given our current situation, but we are able to salvage a bunch of resources from these houses, which is better than nothing, and then we'll be able to build new ones in their place, which is not bad. We're having some more starvation deaths, but we'll have to see what happens here. On the other hand, our builders are also going to be busy building all these roads that I told them to build earlier. Which is not great. Not exactly great, given that we have a bit of a bigger problem on our hands, but whatever. Shouldn't take too long for all this to get done. We need a bunch of laborers as well, though, to move all this stuff, so I guess we'll balance out to like a 20-ish, 20-ish. That should help our laborers clear out all the debris, and then our builders can start reconstructing all this stuff. But yeah, that was unfortunate. We've had a hard time here recently with a lot of things like our tornado coming through and wrecking some of our people, our fires coming in and destroying things. These bad things are bound to happen, though, so we just gotta deal with them as they come. Thankfully, our massive stone and iron stockpiles are paying off now, so we should be okay. People are bringing these resources in now, so they just need to be built. Jeez. Well, it's a good thing we had a whole bunch of people to spare in mining and in the quarries. Otherwise, we'd have been really in trouble if we couldn't get things back to a stable state. Ugh, that was brutal, though. Lost almost an entire town district. Ouch. Well, I guess we gotta make do. That reminds me, though, I need to put a well over by that other town. I might put a couple of them. Put another one right in the corner here, so we don't have this problem as badly again in the future if we can help it. I'm not sure if the well actually did much. It's hard to tell how the firefighting efforts actually affected anything, but we'll see, I suppose. Everything should build up again pretty quick. We do have tons of resources to burn on this. I'd love to upgrade more roads to stone, but later, I suppose, later. For now, the priority is getting houses back so people don't all die. Problem is, though, since people were kicked out of their houses by the fires, that's going to mean that the new homes that are built are not all full of old people, which means our population is going to have more kids again. So that's interesting. It's going to make our food situation dangerous again, but there's nothing we can really do about it. We have to get these houses built. A stone cutter was crushed by a rock. That's never nice. We do need to keep that stone production going, though. We're going to bump that back up again to 20 people. Because really, if we don't have that, we're in trouble. Check out the merchant. You sell food. Alright, you do actually sell food. Good. I'm going to buy a whole bunch from you. And we're probably going to end this episode here. So we're going to sell you 1,000 herbs. There we go. That gives us 4,000 of that. We'll sell you all of these 81 hide coats, because I just want to dump them out of my inventory. And that'll let us buy a whole bunch of food from you. Let's buy some beans. Let's buy 1,000 beans. Let's buy 1,000 onions. And what else do we want? Buy 1,000 potatoes. And 1,000 apples. We can afford to buy a bit more still. We'll buy 1,000 chestnuts. We'll buy 215 cabbages. There we go. Now we go into our inventory here and stop bringing in 1,000 herbs. Let's bring in 200. We'll stop bringing in hide coats because I don't think we have any. And do we really want to trade anything else for food right now? Kind of. We'll trade all these iron tools, so you can have 100 iron tools for 800 plums. There we go. Trade for plums. Stop bringing in iron tools. And do I want to trade warm coats for this? At this point, kind of. We're very low on food. So we'll trade you in... You can have 50 warm coats for another 1,000 walnuts. There we go. Trade. So that should keep us in fairly stable footing. Alright, that should bump up our food quite a bit, and that should help us survive this mess. We're going to end this episode very shortly, but I do want to see if we can get all these buildings rebuilt without any major problems. It really sucks for our stockpiles. They were looking really nice, and I was looking forward to building things without all the new stone, but apparently not this time. Not this time. Alright. Alright. Overall, though, I think we came out of that pretty well. It could have been much worse. Some of these trees are starting to die, which is to be expected. It does happen over time, and then you can start swapping in new trees if you want by telling them something different to plant. But as it stands, we'll just leave it as it is. You can also clear cut them and plant them all back in at the same time, but that means you get no production instead of some production. Alright. These houses are almost all rebuilt, which is good. Having a whole bunch of old age deaths again. We are seriously in danger of a big population collapse, though, because we still have very few children coming back into this area. So hopefully rebuilding all these houses actually revitalizes our children's situation. We don't need any more builders, so let's drop them back down into the job, put them back to work in stone cutting for now. We want maximum stone cutters, because really we need them. We've definitely lost some population, though. We used to have a bunch more miners than we do now. Alright, on the plus side, our houses are more or less rebuilt. Our market is rebuilt. Well, that was pretty brutal, and this is also brutal. Guys, harvest faster, please. You're letting so much food go to waste. So much food. Our food situation is actually looking pretty solid here. We're gaining at a reasonable rate, although we did just buy like 5,000, so I don't know how accurate that really is, but whatever. This place should be full of food now. We're definitely in a tricky spot here. Hopefully we can continue to make good progress, though, and keep making things turn in our favor. 2 houses left to rebuild, and we'll have rebuilt after that catastrophic fire. Nobody actually died from the cold, which is nice. People all had places to go. I guess having that big boarding house really did help. There we go. 1 house left to construct, and then things will be back as they once were. Although we're down like 8,000 stone. 800 stone, I guess, is the more accurate number. But yeah, that's disappointing. And we're low on firewood. Guys, get to work on the firewood production. Oh well, I think we're doing okay. We've recovered. The main reason I think our firewood dropped so fast is all of these new houses needed a full complement of firewood, so they needed to go grab a whole ton of it in a hurry. There we go. We've rebuilt all our homes. We're no longer in dire straits. We should be able to recover from this. It's just going to take us a bit more time. There we go. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing some more Banished here for you today in the town of Xanadu, dealing with fires once again. Oh, and an infestation. Lovely. Is it an orchard? Oh, butts. Alright, we're going to clear cut that one, sadly, and we'll plant something different there, I guess. That's annoying. Clear cut it, otherwise it's going to spread. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, like I said, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye-bye.